Thanks for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Hi.
Hi. So I wanted to get started by asking you about Dancing with the Stars.
Sure.
And so since you've actually been there before in the competition at this point, what can you tell us about what you think the remaining stars are likely to be feeling right now?
I think the stars are exhausted right now. I think they're in the final home stretch. It's the road to the Mirabelle Trophy. They've got to prepare 3 dances this week. I think their bodies are fried. I think their minds are fried. But I also think that, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's been almost 10 weeks. They're all so excited to have made it through the semifinals and to be competing in the freestyle next week. It's exciting, it's draining, it's emotionally taxing, but it's also such an accomplishment to have made it this far for each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the freestyle dances. Whose freestyle dance are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to all of them. I mean, it's such an even playing field this season. They're all phenomenal and they all bring something different to the ballroom. So it boils down to that one dance.
Mm-hmm. So if you were actually competing right now, how do you think you'd do against the current competitors in Dancing with the Stars?
If I was competing right now with Derek, Derek is such a phenomenal choreographer. Hard to tell it really. It's a live show. You've got one shot at that performance, and you hope that you perform it on that night as well as you rehearsed it. Who knows? You can't. I can't even predict that.
So, since you've competed, it's been a while since you've competed, so how do you think Dancing with the Stars has changed? Has it changed at all, or is it about the same?
Well, the ratings are higher than they've ever been, so that's a good thing, season 12.
Yeah.
So it's getting better and better. The show has changed a lot since when I competed on it, and it just keeps getting better and better. We're very happy.
Mm-hmm. So what would be some of those changes that you might have noticed?
Well, I'm hosting it now.
Well,
the graphics have changed. The Celeb Aquarium is new, as opposed to the old Red Room. We've got the judges pick for this finale, which we've never done before. We've added the instant dances to the competition. We had the 15 bonus points during the semifinals. That was a new little twist. So they always mix it up.
Okay. Speaking of the Celeb Aquarium, how much of that time backstage when you're interviewing the stars and the dancers, how much of that is scripted ahead of time, and how much of that do you have to make up on the spot and adapt to the situation?
Well, it's live television, so you can only plan so much, and you never know what's going to happen out there on the dance floor live. So, I like to have those real moments back there in the Celeb Aquarium. We have an idea of what we want to talk about, but, I really like to take in what they're going through and what I see on their faces and how they feel after they get judges' comments. And it's very hard to predict what might happen, and that's why I love the energy of live television.
Right. So, do you think you have a favorite right now?
No.
No favorites? That works. So, how do you feel, because you've actually been there, you've been in their situation, how do you think that affects your interaction with the competitors when you're talking to them?
Well, because I've danced on the show, I have a lot of compassion for what they're going through. I've been in their shoes. I know how stressful it is. I know how exciting it is. I know what's going through their minds before they step out there in front of 20+ million people. I have a lot of compassion for what they're going through because I've been there, and I think that brings another element, to the process that I go through with them as a host.
Okay. And how do you balance Dancing with the Stars? I imagine that's quite a lot of time and energy for you every week. Maybe not as much as the dancers are going through. But how do you balance that with the rest of your life?
Well, it's a great gig for me, hosting Dancing with the Stars, because it's a live show. I'm not in the studio for 15 hours a day. I get to be mom the rest of the week. I actually drive my kids to school. I make it home for bedtime because we wrap the show at 7 p.m. So, it's a great gig, and I'm all about that balance and carving out me time, and I think it's super important, and I love this campaign that I'm working with Suave Body Care right now, because they're really encouraging women to splurge on themselves and not feel guilty about doing it, and to splurge in a smart way. That's what the whole campaign is about, and I think it's a really important message for women.
Right. Well, when you're on Dancing with the Stars, you always look really impressive. I'm always impressed by your dresses. Are you under any pressure to either upstage or not upstage the dancers? Costumes seem to be such a big thing there.
No, I think am I under pressure to not? No, I'm not under pressure to upstage them or not. No.
Okay, well that's good. And so with last night's elimination, with Ralph getting eliminated in the semifinals, were you expecting that? Did you think he'd make it to the finals? How did you think that was going to go?
Well, we never expect that, with elimination. At this point, the competition's so close, we really don't know who's going to be eliminated every week. I think it's been that way based on the leaderboard toppers, and the scores have been all over the place. I think if you asked 10 people, you get different answers this season, which is what makes it so exciting. So, we don't expect anything on this show, really, not this season. It's too close.
Do you have a favorite Dancing with the Stars moment of all your time that you've been involved with the show?
A favorite moment? Well, I loved this season when Karina Smirnoff took a little fall during the live show, and Ralph Macchio was right there, pulled her back into the dance. It's usually a role reversal. It's usually the pro helping the celebrity get back in when there's a mishap. So I had a lot of respect for him for doing that, and he stayed in the dance, and they were really praised for it. He handled it like a pro, and you don't really see that very often.
Right. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So.
Well, all the information about the campaign that I'm working with on Suave Body Care is on the Suave Beauty Facebook page, and they're giving away a ton of great products. They're giving away a free trip to Hollywood. They're encouraging women to share their smart splurging tips, and it's a great opportunity to learn from other women, and also make sure that you make a commitment to yourself to do something every day, and it doesn't have to be extravagant. You got to take some time out for yourself.
All right. Well, thank you very much for talking
Sure.
to us today.